President Biden now expressing regret for dropping out. A new revealing report saying, quote, Biden and some of his aides still believe he should have stayed in the race. Biden and these aides have told people in recent days that he could have defeated Trump.
Okay. How are you good people all doing out there? Welcome to my channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man, in which I appreciate you all doing. Make sure that if you're following me on YouTube, that you're following me on the platforms you see above and below. Hit the thumbs up button for me right now. That way my content can consistently be recommended to you. It also helps push my content out in the YouTube shadow banning algorithm world. If and when you do subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that bell notification. That way you will be notified whenever I do post a video. If you do think that you are following me already, you need to double check and make sure that you still are subscribed to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I appreciate everybody that donated for Christmas. You guys showed up and you showed out. I'm going to say that, ladies and gentlemen, because it is a great thing that a lot of you did. Everybody got taken care of in the way that they needed to be taken care of. So I really do appreciate all the donations that came in, and God bless you all for that. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard the beginning of that, right? You saw the beginning of this, right? That Biden regrets dropping out. Number one, you know what? I'm going to hold my thoughts right now since y'all like to watch this stuff first.
Here to discuss is Democratic strategist and former press secretary to Jill Biden, Michael LaRosa, and Republican strategist Katie Frost. Welcome to both of you. Why don't we start with Michael, because you actually worked with Jill Biden. Tell us your side of this story. Do you think that Joe Biden could have been a better candidate at the end of the day than Kamala Harris?
Well, I think what he's looking at, Rachel, is sort of this undeniable fact that, look, he got the most votes of any president in history. He got 81 million votes. He won 4 years ago with over 51% of the vote. That's 7 million votes more than Donald Trump. And Donald Trump still wasn't able to really get over the hurdle of 50%. He still can't get half the country to support him. Now, the other side to this is that all the exit polls show that in all of the swing states, President Biden's approval rating was at or below 42% in those 7 swing states that really decided the election. So it was going to be a huge hurdle to overcome. That said, putting Harris on the ticket, Rachel, allowed us to flip 3 seats in California and 4 seats in New York that may have otherwise not have flipped and shrunk the House GOP majority.
Well, that's an interesting look. These are the Biden approval ratings. 34% approved, 66 disapproved. So I don't know, Katie, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's great to be with you, Rachel. And I'll say, if President Biden thought that he could have defeated President Trump after the worst debate performance in presidential history, I don't think we need to look any further for signs of cognitive decline. There is absolutely no way he was up to the task of defeating President Trump. And he also was not able to serve another 4 years as president. He's barely been able to serve these past 4 years. Why would anyone think he could have served another term? We now have confirmation from the reporting in the Wall Street Journal of what we all witnessed with our own eyes, is that he was struggling to do the very basic functions of the presidency. And the fact that we essentially had a shadow government of unelected staffers who were covering up his inability to govern while they were making decisions for our country is a serious scandal of unbelievable magnitude. There are a lot of questions that need to be asked about this. Hopefully those will be asked under oath, because this is a scandal that makes Watergate look like robbing a lemonade stand.
No question. I think it's one of the biggest political scandals in our lifetime. I mean, the amount of people that were implicated in this cover-up of his mental decline is remarkable. And top of the list, Michael, is Jill Biden, who you work for. In fact, she was campaigning so extensively on behalf of her husband in Iowa that Joe Biden's team said it's making Joe look bad because she's everywhere. We even saw that crazy photo of her sitting at in some cabinet meeting with her glasses. I mean, was she the president?
No, of course not. Look, she did. She was his most effective surrogate, his best campaigner. She traveled a ton, and she did it while she was teaching full time. There was no question that.
But she did it more than him.
Well,
that's the problem, right?
Well, I think what they were trying to say to me at the time was, remember, I was new. I was working for the supporting actor, and here I am bragging about my boss, who I love and adore. And look, it was undeniable that she traveled to more counties, and that was all of public record. So I couldn't lie to the reporter, right? I had to just say, yeah, of course that's true.
Sure.
And what their point was is that age was dogging the campaign from the very beginning. And that was their point to me, is that this is always going to be an issue. Let's just try to not make her look great at the expense of him.
Really quick, Katie, last question. I don't have a lot of time. Is it the case that as bad as Joe Biden was campaigning, his age, his mental decline, that he still could have been a better candidate than Kamala Harris?
Well, that's an excellent question. I think that's going to be a popular parlor game. Could he have been a better candidate than Kamala Harris? She, of course, struggled in so many ways that we all witnessed, but it really does not depend if it was Harris or was it Biden. The real problem here is they didn't have a primary where the candidates could be properly vetted, and that ended up being their own undoing.
Yeah, it was very undemocratic. That's for sure. Michael LaRosa, Katie, always great having you both on. Thanks for joining us. We'll have you back.
So what I was getting ready to say, number one, when President Biden, you think we really believe that President Biden, out of his own mouth, with his own mind, said, I regret jumping out. Jumping. Well, there's no dropping. I regret dropping out because, look, folks, medically, we beat Medicare. I wrote the bill. But anyway, by the way, and look here, folks, fundamentally, he didn't say that. He don't even know where he is right now. They're treating Biden like he's the Make-A-Wish or something like that. He's vacationing right now. Ukraine, I thought Ukraine and Russia and all this bad stuff was. Oh, what about the people still in North Carolina? What about Maui? What about East Palestine? Anyway, Biden didn't say that. For one, when Biden said he regrets dropping out, no, you don't, sir. Number one, you didn't say that. Number two, you can't regret something that you didn't absolutely do. You didn't drop out. You were forced out. Let's keep it real, y'all. I'm gonna make way for a new, fresh, new ideas, younger people. Come on. No, you did not. You were forced out. Nancy Pelosi and all those Democrats and the shadow government folks all had something to do with you being forced out. We all know it. Your wife didn't appreciate it. She didn't like it at all for a minute there. Like they said, she was the one, seemed like she was the one running the show. She was the one that actually threw shots at Kamala Harris with the whole joy thing. And what about when she wore a red outfit on election? Come on now. Y'all, come on now. There is no way that I'm going to sit here and believe that Joe Biden was going to win, number one. Now, could he have possibly done a better job in getting votes than Kamala? I don't know. Now, I'm not saying could he have done a better job at being a president or a better job at, no, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about people probably been like, because they already, look, you already voted for him anyway. Joe Biden won you guys' primary. That already showed that, right? So if you guys were already loving Joe Biden and you were voting for him despite of what he was or wasn't mentally, you guys were already going to go towards that way. But then Kamala Harris jumps in there, will get put in there. Y'all didn't vote her in. She wasn't chosen. She was given to you guys. She goes, and the minute she started opening her mouth, I don't know which one was worse, Joe Biden's debate or Kamala Harris's interviews that she did on various platforms. Because when she said she would do nothing different than what Joe Biden did, that just dug in. When she couldn't even answer some of the most basic fundamental questions, she dug a hole. But at the same time, it would have probably gone worse because President Biden he wouldn't have been able to go on some of these shows and do straight up interviews either. I mean, they pretty much hid him the whole time. And like she said, one of the biggest cover-ups in modern day history was mainstream media, those who worked around Joe Biden, covering up that this man has obviously pre-dementia or in dementia right now as we speak. You don't have to agree with that. I'm telling you right now, he does. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys all think about this right here. Do you think that Joe Biden would have done a better job? Do you think that Trump still would have ended up winning? Do you think Biden would have had a better chance against Trump versus Kamala Harris against Trump? You guys let me know in the comment section after this video. Don't forget to do what you see in that cloud right there. Pay attention to that because that's really important that you guys do that, all right? It really, really helps the channel. The next video that I will be doing in chronological order is going to be up here. Things that I do as a variety right here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying that every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.